people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Clarabelle and I'm so delighted to have you back again. As we wind down the end of the year, I just thought of doing a video just to get us prepared for next year, okay? These things I'm going to share today would help you navigate into 2023 better, to be a better person, because my 2023 is going to be about positivity, because I just want to live my best life moving forward. So, and I know that you as well want to. So how do you be a better person, not just to the society but to yourself? You know, and if you have done this in 2023, in 2022, great job, and I hope you carry that along into 2023. But if you have not, I want you to sit back, listen to these things I'm going to share, and I hope that it helps each and every one of us to be better people, to not just the society but to ourselves. Okay, so the first thing on my list today is, going forward, learning how to master your emotions will help you navigate through life easily. Honestly, emotions are part of our lives, and this year I think I've fought so many battles, and I'm so proud of how I was able to navigate these battles, because honestly, this year was a year of recovery for me. This year taught me a lot of lessons. This year was an eye-opener for me, and I'm grateful for 2022, and I'm looking forward to a better 2023. So, but what I'm basically saying is just mastering your emotions. Everything don't have to be hot. When you're handling issues, don't think with your heart, think with your head. I think that way it's easier to navigate such situation and look at the positive side of it. Because sometimes when we're drastic with our actions and we go by our hearts and not our heads, we make so much mistakes. And if you want to be true to yourself, there are probably times you've handled situation in a way whereby afterwards, after your actions, you go back and really think about it and say, maybe I should have done this. If I had done this, if I sat back and just soak everything in and think through it before acting, maybe this would have come out a better way than it was today. So I feel like going back towards 2023, and if you've mastered that, for me, my emotions were something that I mastered this year. I do not let anybody take my joy. If you want to be petty, I'm going to pretend like you don't even exist. I'm just still going to be myself. I will not let you trigger me or make me act out of character, so I just go by the flow. But one thing I told myself is, Clarabelle, I am in control of my emotions. I'm not going to allow anyone or anything, take my joy away. I kind of embraced my softness this year. I did, honestly, because I used to think just being soft sometimes could be a weakness, but I embraced it because I've seen that is actually my strength. And I am holding on to that, like that softness, just doing things in a quiet and, in a wise way. And I think it's always been my person, but sometimes how you're in your head, you're like, does this person think I'm a fool? Does this person think, and you start acting out of character or acting in a way that you're not known for. Just acting, sitting back and just being soft, think through things before acting will make you navigate life and navigate issues. So another thing you should be doing in 2023, if you've not done that yet, is to surround yourself with valuable people that are valuable, people that are serving you. There is no point being in a relationship or being around people that does not lift your spirits. This year, I kind of decluttered a lot of my friends, and I'll tell you why I did that. At this point in my life, I rather have one or two friends that are valuable, that are substance, that are quality friends, rather than just having a bunch of friends that are no good for you. And I also look inwardly, because sometimes you could think that the other person is actually the bad person, but are you truly a good friend as well? So having quality friends and surrounding yourself with positive mind, valuable friends. I know that they are friends for different reasons in our lives, but there's no point carrying people along if they're really not serving you, if you cannot rely on them, if you cannot trust them. They are friends that maybe it's actually time for you to say goodbye to each other, but at least do your due diligence by talking to that person, having a conversation, or talking about what really the issue is. And after that conversation, if the friendship becomes better, that's great. But if the friendship shuts down, at least you've done your due diligence. Yeah, surround yourself with positive mind, and moving into 2022, choose your friends wisely. And and I wish you the best in that. So the third one for me is self-care. Like, self-care, putting yourself first in everything you're going to do in 2023. If you've not done that this year, please find time to do that. Take care of yourself. Don't put people behind, don't put yourself behind. And especially as women, we feel like we're the messiah, want to please everyone, we want to be everyone. No, you gotta find time to take care of yourself. See, I realized this year how people move on really fast. Like, people can cry and come to your grave and say, oh, I miss the person. They will not go with you. Everybody at the end of the day, people will go home, and give it 1 week, 1 month latest, people will move on like you did not even exist. The moment I realized, I think for me this year was an eye-opener in that aspect. People move on fast. So the moment I realized that people actually move on fast, but you got to live your life. You got to put yourself first. Enjoy if you work. Enjoy your money. Buy clothes. Take care of yourself. Be intentional about your mental space and your physical. Mentally and physically. Take care of you. You put yourself first. Even as a mom, as a wife, we always want to put everyone first and ourselves behind us. I have a friend that every time she gets paid, she takes herself to a fancy restaurant and just sit there and eat. And I was telling her, I said, I need to learn to do this. I am one person, I cannot function well. Like, I might be somewhere eating and my kids are not there with me, or my family members, my family are not there with me. I'm already thinking, what are my kids eating? What's my husband eating? Things like that. I'm already thinking, I can't just eat without them. I can't do life without them. So I'm like, no, you can't be like that. I am grateful for them in my life, but you also have to look after yourself. Buy that cream, no matter how expensive it is. My skincare, I think I'm going to be sharing my skincare routine with you guys very soon. But put yourself first mentally. Do the things that you like to do. Take yourself out. And sometimes when my friend tells me, I'm like, whoa, how do you do that? She takes herself out, just by herself, to a fancy restaurant and give herself a treat. Take herself on a date. Some people are learning to pay themselves once they get paid. Pay yourself. Use it to buy clothes for yourself, shoes, bags. Life does not wait for anybody. They carry this money. You're not taking this money with you when you're out of this life. So this is the time for you to enjoy it. Don't live your life for people. Don't leave yourself behind because you're trying to work so hard. You're trying to get this, you're trying to get that. Put you first. Enjoy your life, because man, when I see the way people move on, I saw people die this year, and the next minute everyone is acting like, let's just move on. And that's life for you. Life will not stop because you are no more. So the moment you're in this life, whatever it is that you're pursuing, enjoy your life. A lot of people are waiting to retire, to start enjoying life. Oh, when I'm retired, I will travel. When I'm this, I will do this one. When my kids are grown, I'll do. See, sis, do you own your life? No. Bro, did you create yourself? No. So nobody knows our expiration date. God forbid, we all pray to live long on earth, and amen to that. We're going to live long on earth. But start living. Start now by living, and stop waiting to get to a certain place before you start enjoying yourself. And I've realized in this year, actually, and I feel like I have to even continue to keep that going forward, is learning to say no. No was one of the hardest things I could say. I could displease myself just to make you happy, and it's just me, the way my heart is. But it's not a good thing. I mean, if you cannot afford to do something, because one thing I've realized, people are never satisfied. You can do all of that and people still complain. So what is the point trying to overdo yourself, or go out of your comfort zone just to please other people, discomfort yourself just to please someone, and at the end of the day only to get betrayed by the same set of people? And that was my biggest lesson in 2022. Learn to say no. I'm sorry, I can't help you if it's not convenient for you. Of course, if it's convenient for you, please do that, because I believe in kindness. We need one another. I believe in showing love to people, and sometimes I feel like my kindness sometimes are taken for granted, and people misuse my kindness. But I'll still be kind, but learn to say no. I think that was the hardest thing that I had to learn this year, like learning to say, okay, I don't have it now, maybe next time. Instead of you trying to just squeeze out from the little you don't have, instead of you going out of your way to constantly help people when it's not even, you're not comfortable, and at the end of the day, the same people you sacrifice for would go back and say evil about you, or to even take you for granted, or the same people you sacrifice so much for would also condemn you. Just to tell you that people, you can never please people. So do what you can afford to do, and don't go out of the way to please people. It's okay to, in a nice way, say, I wish I could help you this time, but I'm sorry I can't. And I hope you find help somewhere else. And it's okay. You are true to yourself. You're genuine. Your heart is at peace. And whatever they like to say, let them say, because they will always say, but you're not going out of your way to please people only to be betrayed by the same people you sacrifice so much. Another thing I've learned is learn to forgive and move on. Oh my God, this is me. This is the saddest part of this. Is the most hardest of everything for me, just because there's some people that really hurts you, and it's so hard for you to forgive them. Give yourself time to heal. Okay, even if it's going to take you 1 year, 5 months, 2 months, 1 month to think through things and heal, give yourself time to heal. And I will tell you why I say that, because forgiveness is not as easy as this seems or this sound when people say forgive. But the honest truth is that the forgiveness is not for the other person, but it's for you. And I'm learning to forgive people. I was really hurt this year by the people that I loved the most, and I'm just being honest, and it was so hard for me to forgive. But you know what? I told myself, Claribel, forgive. These are the people that you love, and I'm still healing. I'm not completely there yet, but yeah, just forgive and move on. Me today is I've learned not to judge people based on my standards. Okay, the reason I said that is because I'm a very analytical person. I analyze things a lot, and because of that, I tend to unintentionally judge people based on my standards. So whatever my standards are, whatever my deal breakers are, I tend to judge people based on that. And I feel like some of us are like that. Some people just start vexing with you because they expect you to do certain things, and if it's not because they expect you to, they push their standards on you. And if you're that person watching me, you like to push your standards on people, the fact that people are not acting or reacting the way you expect them to react does not mean that the person is less of a person. It just means that's the way they handle their situations. They can handle such deal breakers. And I feel like even with deal breakers and standards and values, because I have this standard and I have this value, I tend to judge other people that does not have the same value and standard as I am with the words that I say. Oh no, I cannot take this. Oh no, I cannot do that. So don't judge people. That's not your standard. That's their standards. That deal breaker that you cannot handle, they can handle that. The same deal breaker that you can handle, they will not take that. So we should always realize that life is not one-sided. Don't push your standards and values to someone else. If they are not, I've seen people literally fight you because they expect you to do better, because they expect that they will not take that. They expect you not to take that. No, that's not my deal breaker is not your deal breaker. My standards are not your standards. So I say this because I'm very analytical, and I could come across like unintentionally judging people based on my values and my standard, and because I expect you to have the same value and standards like I do. What I've learned to do now, I've learned to just sit back and see people for who they are, And because at the end of the day, my own standards are different from their standards. My own deal breakers are different from their deal breakers. There are deal breakers that I cannot deal with that they can handle well. There are deal breakers that I can take that they cannot take. So, but respecting one another, don't let us push our standards to anyone. Let's just respect people's values and standards and not judge them based on our own standards. And I hope that these few things I've said will help you. And I've come to the end of my video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Until then, have a great week. Bye.